welcome to my series of Last 60, Best 60, because I really want people to end the year in a way that feels really accomplished. And I really want to provide that so that we really enter into all of the holiday season and this transition into the new year with a frame of mind that keeps us really positive and accomplished, and really accomplishing some small things along the way towards the end of the year, so that we can look back at 2018 and see that we did some of our best work this year. And maybe for now, what we're doing in this series is really setting us up for looking at our lives, getting into the practice of working on our lives. Because as I've said before, no one else is working on your life except you. So really whatever practices you can incorporate to look at your life, to really work on your life, can take you to another level. So I want to bring us back to this exercise of the Wheel of Life. I think it's a very effective tool to take stock of the different areas of our lives and to rate each area from a scale of 1 to 10. And so I encourage you to download this. I'll include the link again. I introduced this at probably day 59, and wanted to reintroduce it because if you are looking at these areas and continuing to score low, and take a look at this and see if there's anything that you can do in those lower scoring areas that just turns up the notch 1 or 2. So that you feel like there's some attention and focus paid on those areas, and that you can really give your best in the next 5 weeks that we have left in 2018, so that you feel some accomplishment and some momentum in getting in and making some progress in those areas. And so I'd also love for you to give yourself a score in 5 areas that a little different than the Wheel of Life. And these are less specific like areas of our life. Instead of the family, friends, romantic life, home life, contribution to society, adventure, the next 5 that I'm going to give you is different from that. It's more of like a kind of overlay, maybe a macroscopic look at our life instead of maybe specific areas. And to score yourself 1 to 5, just to see how you're doing in terms of what you bring to your life. So in terms of health, think about like how you're approaching your health, whether it's your nutrition, your physical fitness, your overall emotional health. Like how are you using the resources or educating yourself to really up-level yourself in the area of health? In terms of focus, I use these tools and some of the things that I've shared here in terms of focusing on what's important and not important. It sounds so easy, but what I'm really encouraging us to do is to really focus in and to minimize the distractions and to maximize directing our energy into what's really important to us. And one of the ways that I describe this sometimes in my yoga class is that when we are out in the world and not really paying attention to where our focus is, it's kind of like the widest area of a funnel. And the more that we add focus allows us to come in closer towards the most narrow section of the funnel. And that's like where we can really direct attention and energy into either accomplishing a certain thing or creating a little bit more momentum and energy around a certain area of our life. And again, it doesn't have to be about accomplishing. It could just be raising the level of the quality of our life. And the third one, boldness and courage, to just add a little bit more boldness and courage might mean that we are able to express ourselves with loved ones and be able to express appreciation that we might not be so specific about. I know it's often a very general way that we might say thanks or I love you, but to really complete that sentence, like thank you for being really kind when I was in a bad mood. Like, all of that adds to why a person might really feel how connected they are to you. or really feel your emotion, is to be a little bit more bold and courageous. And in work, that might mean setting some really big goals and getting your team on board and rolled in completing that and accomplishing that. It might be, taking some time to even just do work like this and get really bold about purposefulness in your life. So give yourself a score on being bold and courageous, and just see where you're at with that and how you can turn it up. The fourth one is joy. And really, again, that's up to us to, as Brendan would say, bring the joy. And I like to say, being responsible for the attitude that we bring into a room, or to purposefully elevate the energy in a conversation, in an interaction. It could be even a conversation in a text. Lastly, score yourself on how kind you are this day or this week. And kindness can take the form of small actions done very lovingly. It could also be the extraordinariness of the kind of work that you're up to. I believe that scientists who are trying to solve sickness and disease really came from a place of kindness and concern for humanity. And I also believe that the way that we I also believe that the way that we do our everyday work with kindness can make a big difference in the people whose lives we touch. So give yourself a score on how kind you're being in your actions, from the everyday small actions to the really big stuff that you're up to. So keep on showing up for the best days of 2018 and the last days of 2018. And I'll see you soon. Live an illumined life.